Hello and welcome to this Windows U and Accessibility live stream. This is my co-host Matt Field. Say hello, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Say hello, Matt. And we are here working with Microsoft to talk you through some accessibility features. Now, we've covered some accessibility features previously on some live streams. And if you follow us on socials, you've probably seen us post loads of things around Windows U and accessibility recently. And today, we're going to continue that theme with more Windows U accessibility. So let's have a look who we've got in the chat to start with. I see Jack in the chat. Hello, Jack. Nice to see you again. Back so soon. We have Mr. Neil Souters as well in the chat, which is always great to see. So, moving on to some of the accessibility features we've covered already, Matt. We've been through quite a few already, haven't we? We've covered
been doing
quite
this
a lot
for a few weeks right now. So we've been talking about Windows and U for pretty much the whole month of March. And yeah, we've covered quite a bit, but there's one thing that we haven't touched upon.
Oh, what is that?
And that is gaming.
Gaming, yes.
Gaming, which we're both fans of.
Yeah.
Yes. So we wanted to get into like how Windows and U can help with gaming, maybe, and also have a look at some of the cool things that are out there, not just in Windows, but like across the board, because there's some really cool hardware and software that's been created across Windows, Xbox, Surface. So we wanted to just touch upon a couple of other bits as well today, basically.
Yeah, we're quite lucky, aren't we? We get to work with sort of products that actually really do make our products accessible, and they're not things that we get to talk about every day because they're not necessarily needed by everyone, but there's some great products out there that we're going to talk about, and features that we've spoken about for other Windows stuff that applies to the gaming community as well. And I think that's like invaluable because we talk about it on Windows all the time, but it's kind of getting that message across that actually you can use it for your favorite pastimes too.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we've been talking about work, and it's all about like how productive you are. But we wanted to cover like, what do you do when you're at home? What do you do if you're just chilling? What kind of things can help you out? So we've got some bits to help them today.
I know what I do when everybody's asleep at 9 o'clock. I switch on the Xbox, or I
9
switch on the laptop.
Do they all go to bed at 9 o'clock?
Literally everyone, like the wife, the child, the cat, they're all asleep.
So is that when the Xbox goes on?
Xbox comes on, or depending on where I am. Sometimes it might be my Windows laptop because Windows is just the best operating system, in my personal opinion, for gaming. So I just take the laptop I'm using right now and just go and sit wherever I'm going to sit and just play one of the games I've got on my laptop or my cloud game.
It's one of the things I'm doing a lot of recently is using the laptop, sat on the sofa, playing games from Game Pass, like Slay the Spire. Have you played that?
Yeah.
Just chilling, I played a bit of like some card games. Slay the Spire is probably one of my favorite ones on Game. Another one on Game Pass called Monster Train, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Is really good. And you just sit there and use the touchscreen on the Surface, and away I go. Anyway, we digress. We digress. But we want to show you some of the cool things that can help people that maybe they've got a permanent, a temporary, or accessibility, situational accessibility need. So we want to show you some cool bits that might help you out with your gaming and your creativity and all that kind of stuff.
And the good thing about some of these features is they're not just for accessibility uses either. No. Some of these you could just use every day, which will give you examples of as you can use them as well. So, there's a couple that I use that sometimes I use them just even though I don't need them, just as a not an accessibility user for some of these things, but they work, and hopefully you guys can use them too.
Now, I just want to say that obviously at the moment we are having some technical issues with our chat. So we at the moment can't bring in any of you guys into the stream right now. However, that doesn't mean that one of us isn't manning the chat. We do have Chris, who's one of our illustrious master trainers on our team. He is in there. He can answer all of your questions, and I can see them on a separate screen. But at the moment, I just can't bring them in. So we just, as we said before, just want to say hi to Jack, hi to Neil, and anybody else that may have joined us. We're not ignoring you. We will acknowledge you as we go. So yeah, hope you're all good. And do you want to get into it? Should we get into it straight away? Now, the other stream that we did with this, we basically just went straight in and had a chat and showed some cool things, cool features off. So you lead the way, and I'll be the pilot, if you like, and I'll show you what we can do.
Oh, sorry, I nearly let slip then. Okay, so some of the features that we've covered previously, and some of these features are absolutely brilliant. And one of the features that we've covered previously is color filters. We've used color filters before, and we've spoken about how it works with sort of like productivity, how it can help if you've got color vision deficiency or you're colorblind. And we've also spoken about actually how taking certain colors can actually take that strain away from your eyes as well. And this is an absolutely great feature, but you can apply this with your Windows device for it to work within sort of like the Xbox app or within the games that you're using as well.
Exactly.
And I don't think people sort of like naturally put the two and two together, because we talk about it with productivity a lot, but actually it works across the Windows system. So it's system wide. It's not just limited to like a few apps or a few things that are open. And Matt's going to give us a quick demo here.
Yeah, I'm going to show you some stuff. So I'm going to continue as this. There we go. So you can see my Xbox app just here. Here it is. Say hello to my Xbox app. And I'm going to load up. I'm going to load up one of my favorite games of all time. Can you see this here? There we go.
I can.
Actually, let's put this full screen, right? So one of my favorite games of all time is Solitaire. As you can see, it's all beautiful colors and it gives you all the cool things, right? But sometimes, and some games actually feature this in their settings. Sometimes you might. I'm not saying that the Solitaire doesn't. Solitaire might it does, but sometimes you might need to change what colors you're seeing. You might have a color accessibility needs. You might be colorblind, and there's so many different types of colorblind. I didn't realize how many different types of different color blindness there is, and different ways to talk about it. It blew my mind. But anyway, let's for example say that you're playing Solitaire. Now I'm not going to play Solitaire because that's not why we're here. We're here to tell you about color filters, right? So you could be playing the game. You've loaded it up on your PC. All you have to do now is hit Windows and U, those magic buttons that we spoke about before, Windows and U, and you can head on down to color filters. Can you see that there on my screen?
I can.
Beautiful stuff.
Ooh.
There. Click this on, and here it'll give you some options. So we've got color filters, the ability to switch it on and off. We've also got a keyboard shortcut. So if you want to turn color filters on and off just by using a keyboard shortcut, you can use Windows, Control, and C to make it even easier to get to.
I love a good shortcut.
But what I want to show you here, so you see all these different colors for these different types of games, yeah? I want to show you how different they look when we have color filters on. So imagine this in a game, right? You could be playing Halo, you could be playing, I don't know, Forza, one of your favorite games, okay? But you might be like, actually, I can't quite see the difference between that green, that brown. Again, I'm not an expert in color blindness or which ones you should be using, but this will help you. All you got to do is turn it on, and you'll notice that my screen's gone a bit sort of, well, for me, it's gone pinky and purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you can change this. You can actually play with the settings and try and find out which one's good for you, right? So you could be playing your game and actually you tick on this blue-yellow one, which I've got to try and say this right, which is for tritanopia, color blindness. Hope I've said that correctly. That should help you if that's the color blindness that you have, right? Or you could have red and green, which apparently is if you have a red like weakness, and that one is for something called protanopia. Some big names here. We've got red green, so if you have a green weakness, again that one looks quite normal. Like for me, that one just doesn't. That hasn't changed it for me really. That one just looks quite similar. And we have grayscale, which is looks grey for me. And we've got inverted as well. This is where it gets all like really cool. And then look at these. Look at all these different ones. So whether you have any of these types, you can have a play and see which one suits you. You might even find that maybe you didn't know you had a weakness for a particular color, and this helps you find that, or it might just help you with eye strain. You never know, right? But you can just turn it on and just have a little play. It's really, really cool.
And yeah, I've had conversations with people that actually use color filters in certain games to invert colors to make it easier to see contrast and stuff.
Yeah, I've had this. So, like, I play a lot of online first person competitive games, and some of the pro players change the colors because for them it's easier to see the enemy types.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily just have to have an accessibility need. You can use this to benefit yourself, or maybe just make things easier, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things that it's such a great feature. I mean, worldwide, there's estimated to be around 300 million people that suffer from some sort of color vision deficiency or color blindness, and that's a huge amount of people, isn't it? So, like, I know I grew up with people that didn't realize they were colorblind until they're quite a bit older than when we were kids, and actually, if they'd had stuff like this, they would have probably picked it up a little bit quicker.
Yeah, exactly. And this is it. It's available on Windows system wide, right? So you might have a game like now I'm going to say this a couple of times during today's session is I'm an older gamer. I've been around for a long time, and some of the games that I played way back when I was a kid I want to play again because obviously my little one's getting into gaming. And on the PC some of them don't have the accessibility features built into them that they do nowadays. Right? So things like color filters, if you're an older gamer, may help you. Yeah. And then Mr. Suitors in the chat has put, it's such a great feature. It really is a great feature, and he's put a big love heart as well. It really is. It can help you, or like I say, if you just want to use it to make things a little bit more easier to see or whatever, you can use that.
I'm loving Hannah's comment on this. I change enemy team colors in games just to make it look prettier.
There you go. See, you don't even have to use it to benefit yourself. You can just use it for aesthetically pleasing scenarios. So that's the first one, right? And like I said, I'm an older gamer, and there's things within the older games that just don't have those kind of features. And another one for that example is, and we spoke about this in the last stream, is live captions. Right. I'm not going to go into it too in depth, but again, Windows and you could go down to captions. You could be having a game playing in the background, and you could be playing your game, and you just turn on live captions. And actually, because your system is coming through your audio is coming through my system, Christian, if you just talk, you just see live captions happen.
So hopefully, live captions now should be picking up my voice to show how well it works.
So if you've got an older game, I'll turn that off now. because it's going to get, unless you want me to leave it on, I don't know. Let me know in chat. So yeah, you can use live captions just to have your games that don't have live captions display captions. It's great, right?
Yeah.
But the other one that I want to talk about. So we spoke about a vision accessibility feature. Let's talk about I want to talk about an interaction one. So again, Windows and U. I'm just going to keep doing it. Windows and U.
It's on his top.
Windows and U. Right, it's on my top. That's how you get to this. Windows and U. So we're going to talk about interaction. So some people might not be able to use a mouse and keyboard. Right, so you have options of controllers and you have other kind of but you may have seen some online, you may have seen some people who have like bespoke apparatus made. Maybe they use their forehead with a key. It's almost like a stick that they use on their head so they can hit keys and things. It's really, really cool, right? So they've got loads of different types of apparatus. So maybe you want to change your input. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because with the mouse, you might want to use a mouse, but you can't physically use a mouse, right? So if I click on the accessibility mouse options here, you can actually use your keyboard keys as your mouse pointer. Now, most people take the mouse pointer and they drag it around. But if you can't physically do that with your hand, but maybe you can use a finger, or you have a like an apparatus that allows you to hit a key, then you can use the numeric keys to do exactly what your mouse pointer does. Now I'm using my keys here, so you will see when I turn it on, my mouse start to move. There we go. You see it moving up and down?
Yep, see it.
And obviously we can go left and right. Okay, and you could turn up the acceleration. So I've got the acceleration quite low because if I have it too high and I press the key, it shoots off the screen and then you can't see it. So I'm not used to it. But you can have that up and down, and you can move it. You can change the speed of it. You can change the acceleration. And obviously, as we've said before, you can change the mouse pointer and the color of it as well. And it's a really, really cool feature for people that might want to use their mouse, whether that be in a game or productivity wise, that don't necessarily have the ability to use a mouse.
That makes loads of sense, and actually it works for temporary situations as well. If you've got like a cast on, or if you've got like your arm taped to and stuff, it's quite hard to use a mouse with the wrong hand, isn't it?
Yeah, like maybe you're holding a baby with your right hand. That's very important to hold the baby with the right hand if you're right-handed.
It's like using your mouse with your weaker hand always feels a little bit odd. It's a bit like, you know, when you're in a car, you're used to using your left foot for the clutch. The minute you try and use your left foot for anything else, it just doesn't go right, does it?
That's it. So I thought that was a nice one to show. And again, there's loads of other features. We spoke about on the last stream, we spoke about voice access and the ability to control it with your voice. So you could do that as well. Also, we could do, we have a touch keyboard. So you have an on-screen keyboard that you can use with touch screens. So if you don't have a keyboard or you can't use a keyboard for whatever reason, you have that as well. And one that we've not mentioned, if you've got eye control hardware, you can control your PC with eye control. So you have eye trackers that you can actually buy, third-party eye trackers, connect it up to your device, and you can control your PC just by looking at it and where you want to go. It's really, really
that's really cool, isn't it? Like that's advanced sort of like technology stuff. Yeah.
Yes, that is right. So I don't want to take too long because we're not here for very long.
No.
But the third one I want to talk about is very close to my heart. I spoke about live captions before, mono audio, and again, Windows and U, open it up. There it is, and you just go for mono audio. So go straight to audio, and you can click turn on mono audio just here. Now you guys won't be able to hear what it's doing because it's only on my system, but for me, I am hard of hearing, as I've mentioned before, and my left side is worse than my right side. And I'm also a big Halo fan, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm playing Halo on my PC and I'm playing the game, and then people like Christian come along and we're playing online,
sneak up behind you.
I can't hear people sneaking up on me if I've got surround sound headphones on my left-hand side. So people like to take advantage of that, don't they,
They
Christian?
do.
And then it doesn't end very well for me, okay? Especially if you're playing online against friends. Or imagine you're in the heat of a battle in the story mode and somebody is talking to you. So there's an important line of dialogue on the left-hand side and I'm not looking that way. If I haven't got subtitles on, I don't hear that at all. Nothing, right? So with mono audio, it takes the left track and the right track, it puts it together, and then I hear exactly the same thing in both cans, right? So I get all of the sound in my strong side and the left-hand side, which isn't my strong side, which means I actually hear everything. So when Christian tries to creep up on me, yeah, all right, I don't have the left or right-hand side, but I know he's coming and he's there. Yeah. So now I can play Halo a little bit better because I can tell when people are coming. And you know what, as well, one thing, because I had surgery which is why my ears are like they are. I had to have some surgeries, and my ears get really tired really quick if I wear headphones like this for a long period of time.
Yeah, mine too.
And obviously in our job we wear them quite a lot. So because mono audio, it's hard, takes the strain off both your ears because you're getting all the sound all the time. You can have it at lower levels. You actually get less ear fatigue as well. So for me, who gets it quite quickly, it's really, really good.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is one of those things that you can use even if you don't necessarily have an accessibility need. I tend to sort of do this quite a lot and remove one of my headphones because of the pressure on my head. Because I don't.
Have you ever had a set of headphones where the right hand side just decides it doesn't want to work, or the left hand side decide it doesn't want to work? Now, obviously, most hardware things, they do take a little bit of time, and they might get broken every now and again. Especially if a 6-year-old swinging it around her head, which I've caught my daughter doing many, many times. So you may lose one of the sides. So if that's the case and you can't go buy a headset straight away, stick mono audio on.
And it's good. And even if you're in a scenario where you've got headphones on, you're listening to something, or you're in a meeting, but you've got other people around, it still allows you to hear what's going on if you haven't got an accessibility issue as well. So like, I'll use it sometimes when I've got my headset on for like, this brings us in nicely to Xbox, for instance, that when I've got my Xbox headset on, because you could do this on Xbox as well, is have one headphone off and I can still have conversations with other people that are in my house, but can still hear what's going on actually with the game I'm playing as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. So again, it's really hard to show you, and it's like I say, there it is. Windows and U opens it up, go to audio, and you can just turn it on and off just like this. But it's a really cool feature, really, really, really quite handy as well. So yeah, that was that one. I just wanted to show those. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. Just going to go back to chat quickly because there's a couple of people who have just jumped in chat. Dave Atkins is here. He's saying hello. What is he saying? He's saying, how are my big brothers, Matt and Chris? Hey, we're good. How are we doing? We're good. Nice to see you, Dave. Hope you're well. He's also said, wow, your hair is so slick. Is he talking about my hair?
I think he's talking about yours, Matt.
Is it mine? I don't know. He's not talking about my hair. He's talking about how slick your hair is.
I will share the regime when we get.
He's going to share the regime
when we get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Okay. Hannah's put, what about if we don't want to hear to have conversations with people while gaming? Well, then you just put both ears back on your headset. Don't sit there with one. So what happens with me 9 times out of 10, if I'm playing a game, the wife will come in. If both ears are on, she doesn't even talk to me. She throws things at me, but she doesn't talk to me. Anyway, that's all right. So anyway, listen, we were talking about Windows and U. We're talking about some of the features that are available in the accessibility settings that can help gamers. They are just a select few. Obviously, everybody's abilities is different. So what's good for one person might be brilliant for somebody else. So the benefits of one always extend to many. So just have a play with the accessibility features. It might help you because, I don't know, you get some eye strain, or it might help you because your headset's broken, for example, like we said before.
One thing mono audio does very well is it levels the audio levels across the track as well. So if you're in a game and it's got really quiet noises, it helps to level that out as well. Have you ever been in a game and it's a really quiet noise and you're like, what is that?
Yeah. You're trying really hard to listen to that person.
Yeah.
Again, older games because the technology was not as advanced back in the day. Older games are very much like that, where the music would be, that 8-bit music would be so loud. that you couldn't quite hear the little the voices and all the sound effects. So yeah. Anyway,
No,
so
but this sort of does bring us into some other bits that we've got to look at as well. So we've got some content around sort of like physical aids that we offer as well, and I think Matt did the video.
So we've got there's something really cool that Microsoft so Microsoft are doubling down on accessibility across the board, across all their products and services, across their business, the people that they hire, and they've created something called Microsoft Inclusive Tech Labs, where they spend their time to just create cool, helpful assistive technology. Right, so I'm going to show you a video. It's a couple of minutes long. Sit back, watch. Let's see. Let's have a look at it.
We are so excited to introduce our new Inclusive Tech Lab. This is a space that highlights what is possible when we intentionally include people with disabilities in our product making process.
The Inclusive Tech Lab represents Microsoft's commitment to inclusive design. We realized we had to be very intentional with the environment because a lot of people are incredibly sensitive to their surroundings. The textures, the colors, the way it feels, the flooring, the acoustics were all designed with this in mind.
We host introductory tours, collaborative workshops, and inclusive design sprints with teams and studios to inspire and facilitate inclusion in their work. People don't use assistive tools one at a time. They layer them. The lab is where we show Microsoft and our partners' accessibility-focused products working together. We have filled the space with all kinds of assistive technologies alongside the best that Microsoft and our partners have to offer.
The goal of what we're trying to do here is take the ideas that you've learned from people with disabilities that they inspired you to kind of do, and to create some plans that you might be able to take back to your teams to get them included in future versions of the products that you work on.
The lab is a place where we have the freedom to explore what an ideal accessible world looks like. The products and features that we design and incubate here can affect millions, if not billions of people.
Creating an accessible product is simply not enough. We want to make sure it's a great and empowering experience.
Storytelling is key to what we do. Members of the disability community share their lived experiences with us. We bring partners to hear those stories so they can make a genuine emotional connection with people who use their products. This helps us drive inclusive thinking in design.
When it comes to inclusive design, be intentional. Go and learn, but make sure you're also involving the community in the work that you're doing. We're still learning ourselves, but we're committed to keep learning, engaging the community, and growing this space.
I love that office. It just looks like the best place to work, and
it's really cool, isn't it? And some of the some of the technology that's come out of that place. Obviously, we're talking about it now, Windows and U, but some of the I don't know if you saw, there was a couple of different controllers. Obviously, the adaptive controller was there, and different hardware that help you interact with the PC. And one of the lines that I really like about that is that you know, people that need the assistive technologies, sometimes they don't just use one, they layer them. And it's the same for us. Like I do, I must layer like 2 or 3 different things all the time, like without even realizing it. I've got mono audio on while I'm using immersive reader, and it's, you know, it's, and I do that on a daily basis, and not necessarily don't have issues that need me to have those. You know?
I'm exactly the same. Like with, obviously, I'm very open to the fact that I'm dyslexic. I've spoken about it on live streams and stuff before. Dictate, read aloud, and editor will always go in if I've got anything with text space open. They are always working in conjunction together. And you're right, they are. Most people that buy sort of assistive tech will have more than one piece of assistive tech. It's like a little infrastructure of their own needs.
Yeah, it's really cool. And as they said, they're researching with people that actually, use these devices and need those devices to basically extend to that benefit to everybody else. So it's really cool. They're, inclusive hiring, inclusive design, inclusive research. So it's the best it can be when it goes out to the market. And some of the cool stuff I got to get hands on with.
You did.
So I'm very excited. I got to get a little bit hands-on with. I went to London and I spent some time down at the Microsoft Experience Center.
So jealous.
And I saw some of this cool stuff, which I think personally will help some people with gaming. So I'm going to show you this video. This is just on a loop now. So these are some of the cool things that they had assistive technology-wise. So these are all the accessibility accessories, and that there is the accessibility. It's like a hub which connects all of these different little things that you see now. So this is like a D-pad that can connect via Bluetooth, so you can use that maybe for productivity, but all for gaming. And this little mouse here as well allows you to change the mouse. You can have left hand and right hand support. You can actually have 3D printed hand molds. So if you can't put your hand in a certain way, or your hand is a different shape to other people's, you can have however you want. But there was so many different ways, so many different buttons that all connect either wirelessly or through USB-C. And you can have joysticks, you can have buttons, you can have D-pads. It was really cool.
I mean, this is just taking it to the next level, and they really have like taken the inclusivity element to everyone. Like the fact that you can have your own 3D printed mold and Microsoft will make that for you, and the fact that you can tailor these. So what we don't see on some of these is these things that you've got here, Matt, the things you're picking up, you can put the 3D molds on pretty much any of these. They're all sort of interchangeable, and they're all designed to work in conjunction. If you want to build like a big like thing particularly for you can do.
I like this. This reminds me of my early gaming days where joysticks were a thing. So I mean, you could quite easily use it as a joystick, but this is the technology. This is what that lab, the Inclusive Tech Lab, is all about. People that have these accessibility needs have designed these for everybody to use, whether you have a need or not. So I wanted to include this because it was really, really cool. So even just simple things like having that thumb support on the left, and then just actually maybe you just need to switch it and you have it on the right. It's just
it's one of those things that actually it's as a like an accessibility designed element for someone that needs like an accessibility need. But actually, you could use that for a household that's got a left and a right-handed user, and it's one mouse. And you just swap it, one device, one mouse,
and you can use the mouse without the mold as well. So if you find that comfortable, you could have the little mouse. There was a bit of video which I took out. I shouldn't have done. Maybe it was me using just the little thing. It was really quite comfortable. Double buttons and a scroll. It was really cool. So that was the first video I wanted to share. I thought that was really, really cool because again, come out of technology, the research of technology that these guys are doing in their inclusive tech labs.
I think you've got another bit of inclusive tech as well, haven't you? That's a little bit more just gaming orientated. I believe you managed to get your hands on and get to use.
I did. So let's have a look.
I'm a little bit jealous that you got to use this, but this works with Windows and it also works with Xbox.
So as I said, we're both gamers. This is the adaptive controller. And it is again, similar piece of tech to what we were just talking about. It is a controller that allows you to adapt to your needs, whether it be you want certain buttons. You can see there, there's little buttons, big buttons. There's almost like little paddles that I'm putting my hand down on that one there. That's like a left hand and a right hand paddle. So if you imagine like this, the pedals of a car, but they're on the top of the desk there.
I see you've got joystick.
So it's almost like a thumbstick.
Okay.
It's like a little thumbstick, so you could have a thumbstick. And the cool thing with this is there's multiple ports on the back, and you can just plug in any array of what you want for the, so say if you want just buttons, you can have just buttons. If you want, and we said about that layering the technology, you might want a stick, a button, a paddle, but not just the little, sorry mate,
That's
sorry,
right.
I know you're trying to say, not just the little buttons, the actual controller itself has got big paddles too.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
One thing I absolutely love about this is those inputs on the back. They're an aux input, they're universal, so you actually don't have to buy particular controls to use it. The controller is the main hub, but if you've got sort of these buttons already, you can use them. So it's not a case of we've built a controller and then you have to buy all the accessories for it separately. They've really designed it to be inclusive. So if you've got the buttons already for other things for like wheelchairs and stuff that you use, actually you can connect them to your controller. And
exactly,
these aren't expensive either. These are around like £99, aren't they? But one thing like I absolutely love about them is a bit like our Design Lab controllers, so a bit like these Elite controllers, is they've got 3 profiles on them. So actually you can use them for more than one user. You can set the profiles up. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, like if you're in a household where you've multiple people with different needs, you can just set it up however you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Again, it's that inclusive, including everybody. You can have 3 profiles for 3 different people, and you only have to necessarily buy one controller if it's going to be used at once.
It was really quite fun using it as well, you know. So like, obviously, I'm used to a controller. I do have used steering wheels in the past, but to have that kind of, it was quite cool.
Yeah.
I think you could make your own games out of it.
That'd be a really good idea. Yeah,
really quite cool.
But like all other Xbox controllers, it's compatible with Windows 10 and above, so Windows 10 and 11 and Xbox. So you don't have to use it with Xbox at all.
No, you don't. And there was something else that I managed to stumble upon while I was there. So obviously these are all about interacting with the devices, but there was something that was really cool called the Surface Adaptive Kit.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, right, if you are, visually impaired, and you want to know like where the keys are and all that on a device, this is the kit for you. Now, like I said, this is called the Surface Adaptive Kit, but it can be stuck to any keyboard, right? And you can't really see me doing it there, but they are stickers. There you go. So they are stickers with Braille on them, or they are raised with certain types of icons, and you can stick them on your keys so you know where those keys are. And also, it's a really, really simple idea. But so I'm feeling the keys there, and you can see where they are. So that's Windows and U. Boom, Windows and U. But if you look now, there's a little like pulley that I can pull down.
That's really cool.
You forget about this. You might not be able to use your hands to there might be people out there that can't do that. And so this little hook allows you to do it with just one finger.
I'm correct in thinking there's like little tabs that you could put for like where USBs are and where like you're in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you could put one on like your charging cable so you can find them both and line them up and stuff, can't you? And
all that. So that's, if you look at when it goes back to this this shot here, you can see the one that's just to the right of the pulley tab. There we go. So that is, you can put that on and you can actually have it locate your USBs and all your ports and stuff like that.
So
it's really, really
if any of you are sat in front of a keyboard right now, your keyboard, your F and your J normally have like 2 little ridges on them to sit your thumbs typing, and it takes that sort of the next level, doesn't it? So you can put one on your power button and where all your key things are, so if you do have like a vision deficiency, that you can feel it with like Braille, which is such a good really feature. Cool. And with all the other accessibility things that we've been speaking about, actually it's back to that layering different accessibility features. It's honestly.
So you might need some of the keys to be like to help you out, so you might want to know where your keys are, so you can put some of those raised things on. Like I find it really hard to use mouse and keyboard because I always press too many keys. Right. I'm not used to it. So if I had something raised there, maybe that would help me. I don't necessarily need them, but it would help me. But I thought it was really cool. And just to get hands-on with it all was really, really interesting and see how it all worked. And what I really liked is on that laptop, that was a laptop 5, a Surface Laptop 5, is because of that one finger like loop at the top, it just showed off how well that the laptop 5 opens up. It's really easy to open that laptop 5. That wasn't stuck down. I could pick that up and move it about.
Like that.
But it was so easy just to open that. So even just the design of the laptop itself, the fact that you can open it up nice and easy with this little loop, means that people that have maybe don't have the strength to open it, they could open it.
I didn't even think of that. Like, they are designed to be easy opening, but it makes it even easier again.
Exactly.
A comment in the chat just made me laugh. I use a keyboard every single day and never notice those ridges.
But there you go. See, F and J, they have the little ridges, so you know where to start. It's because typists, it's from typewriter days, where the typists that could touch type really fast, so they know where to start. So if you imagine you can't see the keys at all, the Surface Adaptive Kit, you can put it on your keys and away you go.
And it's like you said, we call it Surface Adaptive Kit, but actually you could put that on any device. Really, it doesn't matter. It's designed for Surface, but actually you can use it on anything, whether it's another OEM partner, or if it's your existing laptop and you can benefit from it. The buttons will be in slightly different places on different laptops, but they can go wherever you need them to go.
That's it.
Oh, sorry, I had a moment.
You okay?
Yeah, I had a moment there where I couldn't talk.
That's okay. That's fine. Right. So that's what I wanted to show you. Those are some of the things that came out of the Inclusive Tech Lab. Like I say, they're doing great work designing, incorporating people with accessibility needs to build some really cool stuff. But that's all stuff that can help with maybe Windows. We spoke about the adaptive controller and Xbox, so I think maybe let's have a little look at. Let's go this way now. Let's go to Xbox, because I know Xbox has got some cool stuff too.
Xbox has got some really cool stuff, and I think we sort of probably don't talk about it as often as we should do. And actually, a lot of the features we've spoken about over the period of the live streams for Windows U are actually available on Xbox as well. And we do a lot of focus on productivity and making your working life easier. But for instance, like color filters is available on Xbox, and you've got things like live captioning on Xbox as well, which is absolutely brilliant. But we take it sort of a little bit further with sort of like some of the Xbox features. So we've got a feature called Copilot, which allows you to use two controllers as one. So effectively, you can link two controllers via Copilot, and it allows two players to use as one. But all the buttons still work, and it's great for someone that might have like a motor issue with hands, or can't use a controller fully, but wants to use a controller, doesn't maybe want to use an adaptive controller. Or I use it with my daughter, where I allow her to carry on playing her games, and when she gets stuck, I don't have to take the controller off her. It gives that idea that to her that she's still involved, she's still playing, she doesn't need to ask me for help, and I can sort of help her out a little bit, and she can just carry on playing once I'm done. And we've got some videos on how to sort of set this up and how to and some people that use this. So I think Matt, you've got a video ready for us?
Yeah, I'm going to show us a video now. This is actually I'm going to let the video do the talking. It's a really good video. So let's have a look.
I would like to describe myself as a creative. I like to write. I really like to read. I love to play video games.
Growing up with Lindsay, having cerebral palsy, was growing up as it was with any younger sister, I'd say. I've always made sure that she was included in whatever I was doing.
But there were always certain games that I was like, oh, I wish I could play this, but it's impossible. I don't have the fine motor skills to be able to do it.
I remember reading about Copilot mode when Microsoft announced it. It's basically two controllers being used for one input. The character on the screen could both be moved forward by player A and player B. I immediately hit on the fact that that was going to be something that me and Lindsay could do.
The very first thing that I was able to do on Copilot was make a little stone house on Minecraft. I cried. I legitimately cried because I was finally free to experience all these video games that my brothers always talked about.
Xbox was the only place Lindsay could have had that experience. When the Reddit post happened, I was overwhelmed. I was expecting it to be, you know, slightly popular, but no, it got thousands of upvotes. If I had gotten one person to learn about Copilot and use it in their family and have a similar impact, then this was worth it.
Everyone, regardless of their experience, has something to bring to the table. My dream for the future is a future where things like Copilot, it isn't big news because it's everywhere.
There we go.
That changes gaming for so many people, doesn't it? And I had a quick look earlier, and actually that post that he posted, that he talks about posting, actually, if you use a search engine like Bing, for instance, and you actually search Copilot users, Xbox Copilot users, that post still appears, and it's changed so many people's lives, and it's made it like the accessibility for gaming, like it's opened it up to so many people who never even thought about it, because it's quite a big purchase to then, because if you buy an Xbox and then you go out and you have to buy an adaptive controller, it's sort of it's a slightly bigger purchase. Copilot allows people to try games that they want, see if they like them, before they go, actually, like, gaming's my thing, and I can like really just do it as I want to do it as well. So it's such a good feature, obviously.
And like you said before, like, I mean, I've used it with my daughter too. So, and Dave Atkins has called you out. He said, "You are the father of the year. You are the evangelist father of the year for playing Copilot with your daughter." He did ask a question that I can't do for copyright and all that kind of stuff. So, but he said, "What's your daughter's favorite character, gaming character?"
Her favorite gaming character is probably a character I can't mention because it's not necessarily within. It's
okay. So that answers the question.
She plays it on Xbox, so it's an Xbox. It is available on Xbox, but it's sort of like a character that she creates herself. But actually, and her favorite Xbox character is, Super Lucky's Tale, the fox.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? So all of those games. So my daughter is Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah,
right.
I knew you were going to say Banjo.
Banjo-Kazooie, and she started at an early age as well to play this game. And I don't think that she would be into gaming as much as she is now if we didn't play together with Copilot back when we started playing that. And now she's, I mean, don't get me wrong, she can play whatever she wants to play now. She's better than me at most games now. But it just shows like that story that we saw in the video was an impactful story. It was the brother and sister playing together, even though there was this accessibility need that was overcome, but it was still that family story, right? So, and we're having that as well with daughters and brothers and sisters and all that kind of stuff. So it's, again, benefit for one that extends to many. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be these controllers. Like for example, the Elite controller, Series 2, with the paddles and the buttons that you can remap.
Yeah.
It might just be, again, my daughter's hand's quite small when she started playing, but I could give her the bigger pad with the paddles at the back, and she could use those and move them around. Yeah. It's just really cool that these assistive technologies are available to everybody.
Exactly. And even with sort of like a standard controller, even with the controller that you get in the box with your Xbox, you can do some sort of button remapping as well for accessibility.
Yeah.
So it gives you the ability to swap the triggers over and the buttons over. So for instance, it's if you want your right trigger, which is normally like accelerate or shoot in mode, you can swap it so it's on the left side if you've got mobility in one hand more than the other, and you've got all the stuff there, but you can move the buttons. So again, if you can reach like your X button but you can't reach your Y button, you can swap those and you can invert sort of axes and stuff too, so it works for the user's need, not just how the game thinks you should play it.
Yeah. So what we do now, like while we've told people about this, they may have an Xbox. We're going to show them how to actually turn it on.
Yes.
Because obviously some people are going, "Hey, this is really cool. I might want to use it, but how do we actually
use it?
Turn it on?"
Yeah.
So let's get a little
We've got a little.
I need to make sure I
little
put the right video.
That's fine. We're going to just show a little video of just how to switch it on, and it's also going to show some of the other accessibilities that are in the menu here as well, because there's quite a lot with Xbox. So as you can see, we go down to accessibility, and you've got loads of different accessibilities there. You go to controller, and at the bottom you've got Copilot. It's going to switch it on. Look, you're going to have two controllers paired, but the controller that switches it on becomes controller one. And what this means is whoever switches it on, whichever profiles are on, they are the one that gets the gamer points. It's their profile, it will be their save, and whoever switches like controller two on is effectively like the assist.
Right, that's really cool. So it's as easy as that. You just go down to accessibility, you go to controller and turn it on.
Yeah,
that's
turn
it.
it on.
That's cool.
It's
really cool. Like it.
Really simple feature. But
so just one other thing as well is like the controllers will both, so all the buttons will work on both controllers. So if you are, for example, using just directional, and one of you's jumping maybe in the game, you can have one person concentrate on the direction, one person concentrate on the jumping, and a bit like that video that we were watching there. I'm guessing the brother was doing half of the controls while she was doing the other half. So it just made her she could experience the game just like he would. And it actually brought them together as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, exactly. And we've done this in sort of like training sessions and stuff. And one thing that we did as a training session was we played Forza, and we put Copilot on, and we got one person to do like the steering and like the brake side of things, and the other person had to do all like the push buttons, so like the X, the A, the B, and the accelerator, and they had to work in conjunction to like complete a challenge, complete a race.
Right.
And actually, really good fun. It's a good way of just making games a little bit different, and you sort of have to work as a team with even playing something like Forza, even if you don't have an accessibility need, and you can have loads of fun doing it. And we did so. And then you've got the ability to help kids out, all the actual accessibility use that it was designed for.
Yeah, that's really cool. And like you said, Xbox has got loads of features like Windows does things like mono audio is available on your Xbox. We had narrator is available as well. Read aloud.
Read aloud is also available on Xbox as well, which I think is a brilliant feature. You know, I'm easily distracted. I'm like a rabbit in headlights a lot of the time. I flit from one thing to the other, and it's a good way of actually making sure you don't miss text. Or again, with something like read aloud, if you've got a younger user that doesn't have like the highest reading ability yet, because like my daughter's 5, she can read she can't read every word she sees. Read aloud allows her to actually know what's going on.
Yeah, it's great. Cool. It's really cool. Right then, well, I don't know about you, but I think we've come way past our time.
Way
past
our time.
I hope that you guys I'm gonna have a look at chat quickly. We've got some people saying that Copilot's a fantastic feature. We have such a cool and impactful story from our video, for our Copilot video. So yeah, I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover today. We have,
and we spoke just before we go. We spoke about live captioning on Windows. We've spoken about that quite a lot recently. That's on Xbox as well. That same live captioning feature is on Xbox, which is, again,
there you go.
You know, Microsoft with the accessibility, they're really going sort of above and beyond to make sure it's inclusive for everyone. You know, and
as we said, it's across all their technologies as well. So whether you're a PC gamer, a console gamer, because some people prefer console, some people prefer PC. It's whatever you want, you can use it and utilize the features.
You can, and you can even use keyboard and mouse on Xbox if you want to. If you don't have the ability to hold a controller, you can use keyboard and mouse, and that also works if you're a PC gamer and you're used to using a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Again, options and choice for whatever abilities you may or may not have.
Play the way you want, where you want, with the people you want, anywhere you want.
On that note, that was very good, very well timed. Should we say goodbye, I think?
Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm Christian. He's been Matt. And we will see you soon for more live streams in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I'm just going to keep waving. I'm going to see how long you can last. Bye.
Ciao.